TCA peels, how to brighten skin safely, and why the FDA is cracking down on at-home peels. Never one to want to disappoint, we are going to do a TCA peel tonight.
Then you start to look like this. It's really attractive.
This 20% TCA peel that I actually have currently going on is broken up into two parts. This first part that's going to be how to do the peel, how I set it up. The second part is going to be the full week of recovery. It's that time of year when the sun's intensity fades, making it the perfect time to peel off the remnants of summer to reveal brighter, tighter, and more youthful looking skin. I've been using trichloric acid, aka TCA, for over a decade to brighten my skin at home. In fact, back in 2018, one of my most successful YouTube videos was a fall TCA peel tutorial video. And that video amazingly sparked a lot of interest in at-home chemical peels. And while TCA peels can offer an amazing at-home result, it's not for the faint of heart. The process of a TCA peel is painful, and it's not for everyone, and if not done correctly, it could damage you. That's the reason preparation planning and a clear understanding of the process are so important when doing a TCA peel. And the reason a lot of people opt to do a TCA peel at home is because the cost to do it in office has become so expensive. Due to regulatory changes, many states now require a doctor to do a TCA peel for you. And this has significantly driven up the cost to one TCA peel being over $1,000. As many of you know, and especially if you're with me on this channel and in the app, these laws are meant to help and protect us. However, they start to create a regulatory system and a cost barrier that becomes too expensive, and people search for options because these systems, these certificates, these regulations, the force to go to a med spa or to a doctor to do everything, these scenarios just make things more expensive and honestly rob you of choices. And just like other cartel types of markets, it drives people to look for alternatives. I look for alternatives. When I first shared my TCA peel journey 6 years ago, it was much easier to source TCA online. You could simply order a bottle of 20% TCA acid on Amazon, and this made it convenient and cost-effective for you to care for your skin on your own terms at home. However, complaints to the FDA, I believe, spawned the restriction of TCA acid on Amazon. This led Amazon to pull a lot of chemical peels that they had on their site, restricting vendors from selling them, and that's essentially where the control on the TCA has gone and is why you can no longer find it on Amazon. And while the intent is to protect consumers, it has left many of us very frustrated because we feel we're capable and we feel like we can do our research and we want the availability to be able to buy these products. As adults, we should have the freedom to make informed decisions on products that we want to use on our own skin. And I don't feel like the FDA should be involved in that. However, that is our current landscape, and the FDA has become a pay-to-play system. However, I am so hopeful that is all about to change, and our freedoms will be restored, and we can take care of ourselves and not be forced into things that we don't want to do, and have the options to find things that we do want to do. And that is the moral of this story. Until our freedoms are restored, you're in luck because we are using Makeup Artist Choice TCA Peel today, and you can get it. We have a promo code. Everything's listed in the description. So no fear, you can still get TCA, and I'm going to show you how to use their 30% adjustable TCA peel today. And with that said, let's do the disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1. Allowance is made for the fair use of purpose such as criticism, co-news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel are meant for educational and entertainment purposes to help other women and men. There is an attack on true, helpful information from genuine sources. Please help me combat this attack by sharing this video with as many of your friends as possible. I apologize that every video needs to include this disclaimer as my videos are marked for adults. Unfortunately, this is our current landscape, and I appreciate your understanding and support. I will be using the Makeup Artist Choice 30% adjustable TCA peel, and this is how we use it, and I'm going to be adjusting it down to 20%. I've done a bunch of these peels in the past. You can watch them on my website and here on YouTube. It's very detailed, and I've done a lot of them, and I've shared them for years. So here we go. First, we have to get our skin clean, and I'm using the Makeup Artist Choice Green Tea Pomegranate Cleansing Gel. Okay, our face is cleansed for the first wash, and I forgot to take my 4-ibuprofen. I always take this before doing a peel like this. I have 70% isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to use this to degrease my face so that we can have a nice penetration of the acid. I just put some on a gauze like this. I'm just gonna swab my face with it. I like 70% a lot better than 90%. 90% is just really too intense for me. And because I want to make sure that I get my eyelids too, I'm gonna make sure to get those nice and degreased. Let's check our face before the peel. This is what my face is looking like fall of 2024 after summer. Some things I noticed this summer that I developed on my face, and it could have been from the melanotan that I used. I noticed some spots here that developed that I hadn't seen before. Could have also happened with age. And I kind of noticed a sunspot more over here, and this one developed a little bit more too. So let's try to correct it a little bit. This is 30% TCA, but we can make it a little bit less. We can cut it down to 20% by doing 2 parts of the acid and 1 part distilled water. So I have a little vessel for putting the acid in, and I have a little dropper. So this dropper picks up about 1/2 ml at a time. This is 4 milliliters of TCA acid, and now I'll do 2 milliliters of the distilled water. So here's our acid cut down to 20% from 30%. This adjustable kit comes with a great diagram that walks you through different ways of cutting down the acid. So if you did 1 part of the acid and 1 part distilled water, that would cut the 30% down to 15%. And 15% is a great safe place to start with TCA. Okay, our face is clean and we have our acid mixed up, but what we want to do is we want to use some Vaseline to block out areas where we don't want the acid to go. So for instance, like my eyebrows, I don't want the acid going in there because they've been microbladed, so that's going to lift the color faster. And like a lot of people like to put it by the corners of their mouth or corners of their nose to help prevent any acid from going there. Mostly I usually just coat my eyebrows is where I mostly do it. And I like to do the edge of my eyelash because I will use TCA also up here in my upper eyelid. Just using basic Aquaphor and a Q-tip. Because your face is warm, this is going to start to melt. So don't go overboard with placing too much because it'll start melting into the places that you do want the acid to adhere. Next, it's important to have your phone set with a timer of 5 minutes because with TCA, we'll do a layer and every layer is going to be 5 minutes. You also want to make sure that you have a glove for the hand that you're going to be applying the acid with because you want to maintain your manicure and your fingerprints. So here's just a little cotton swab, and I'm just going to dip it in our acid, and then I'm going to squeeze it completely out. To get it all squeezed out, this will be our first layer, so you'll open it up. It's saturated, but it's not dripping, so it's not going to drip into your eyes or anywhere you don't want to go. It gives you control. We're not using a fan brush, those can drip. So this will be our first swab for going around our face, and then we'll let it sit for 5 minutes. And last but not least, you need to have your blow dryer set on cold right by you. And I've got one right here, ready to go. I know the cold setting works. All right, here we go. Cheers to more beautiful skin. We're gonna get it on, then we'll start the timer, all right? I always start on my forehead. And just drag it across. I'm starting to feel it a little bit. It's just a little bit of a tingle. Not too bad. Which is good. It's tolerable. All right. That's the first one. Now we'll start our timer. Here we go. We'll start our blow dryer. Ooh. On cold. It's actually pretty tolerable for me. So right now I'm going to pick up a Q-tip. I'm going to saturate it in some of our acid. And then I'm going to start applying it to my eyelids. Now remember, I put down Aquaphor right at my lash line to help prevent any of the acid from going into my eye while I'm treating my upper eyelids. We have a couple minutes left on this first pass, and I'm going to just start making up the next one. Okay, time for our second pass. Because I went horizontally the first time, I'm going to go vertically down this time.
What's the angle? I'm not playing that game. It's the same business with a different name. Who's the target?
Make sure to always go underneath your jaw so that you don't have a demarcation right at your face and then your jaw. Like, you just wrap the acid underneath so that the peeling happens underneath. Woo! All right, 5 minutes on the clock. Ooh, we're getting spicy. As we're waiting for this 5 minutes to elapse, let's just do a little bit more on my eyelids.
Get these nice and peeled tight.
I'm gonna start getting my third pass ready. One of the things I love about doing TCA peels is just how much it cleans out my pores. I just feel like my skin gets so clean and tight after all that thick skin just peels off from the summer. All right, timer's done. Let's do the next layer. This is layer 3. I'll just swipe across again.
Collective pressure. It's about time for another lecture. You do it too. If you knew what's good for you. Future minded. It's not much for peace of mind, my friend. If I quit fighting, tell me what then?
Some areas will frost faster than others. Okay, start. Oh my gosh. Okay. Go.
No thanks, I'll pass. I don't want any of that. I'll just take my chances.
Whew.
No thanks, not now. I made it this far somehow.
Okay, no frosting yet, but it is definitely getting hot. Let's get a little bit more on our upper eyelids.
No thanks, not now. I made it this far somehow. I'll just take my chances.
Okay, my 4th pass, and it's basically out. You're on fire right now.
I'll just take my chances. My chances.
Okay, round 3 is done. I can see like a little bit of frosting around my mouth, which is why I'm starting to talk a little bit weird. But we still need to do another pass, so we're going to do 4 layers now. Hopefully this 4th pass gets us where we want to go. Here we go. I think we're gonna get it this time, maybe. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Now you can start to see the frosting. We're in the middle of round 4, or layer 4. You can see around my mouth. Yeah, my face feels like it's on fire. The eyelids, let's do a little bit more there. The eyelids are definitely coming along. Remember my chickenpox scar? I'm just gonna take whatever acid I can get out of here and just
do a little spot treat, just right on it.
We have a minute left. That is 4 passes of TCA. I think we're going to call it good. I can tell that my skin has been treated. It's definitely been cooked throughout, even if not all of the areas have frosted. That's okay. I typically don't frost consistently everywhere. So I'm not going to neutralize it, and you don't need to neutralize it. But if you're super uncomfortable with the pain that you're feeling, it's done its job. You can splash water on your face and call it good. I'm going to let it settle down for a little bit longer, and then I'll show you what it looks like in about 30 minutes after it's done, and you just kind of look like you have a big red sunburn. It's been about 10 minutes and the heat is starting to come down in my face. I'm gonna use the Avene just thermal water spray. Now your face is red. It's gonna be raw. It's probably gonna feel tight. It might feel inflamed. Don't put anything on it. Just go to sleep. I like doing these peels at night because then I'm just gonna go to bed. Let the heat come out of your face before you start putting any kind of occlusive dressing on it. This night is just going to let the heat escape your skin, and then in the morning you'll be maybe a little puffy, maybe not. I'll let you see what I look like. As you can see, I'm still recovering from this peel. I've got it going on, and I wanted to get this video out for you. So this first part is doing the peel, and then the second part that's going to come out next week is the full recovery. So stay tuned. That part's coming for you shortly.